Trav, just jump in anytime you want to jump in. Just jump in. You ain't gotta, you know. Hold on, we going. Here we go.
Sure.
We coming. We coming. We coming.
Good morning.
Okay. We ready. We ready. We ready.
Oh,
Oh, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It is indeed I. That is indeed Trav. And he is indeed him. Him being germ so true. We just had a conversation off air about DOT and PennDOT and MDOT and ODOT and the tiers. ODOT would be a cool name for O Solo's like younger son if he becomes a battle rapper. ODOT. One tier brings two tiers, and two tiers bring three tiers.
three bring four.
Ha ha moment. All right. All right, if we get started with battle rap, we're gonna turn Germ into a different human being on this YouTube. Trav, what's up, my brother? How you doing?
Dude, hey, this is Championship Sunday, man. This is
Indeed, it
Championship
is.
Sunday. We are snowed in on Championship Sunday. What else can we do but sit and wait for 3 o'clock Eastern, 2 o'clock Central for some good old football? We got
Yup.
we got to see. We gonna see what the ALC gonna be. Who gonna be in the ALC going to the bowl first?
Yup.
New England, first time in quite some years, they'll be going. They got a chance to go to the Super Bowl without the number one quarterback in the world. They got
Oof.
a chance to do that. So, and the ALC
Mm-mm.
and in the NFC, I mean, we got a part three. Ain't too many times this didn't happen. The last time this probably happened was 2020, 2021.
With
That
who?
was the Saints
Oh
and the
yeah, but
Buccaneers.
yeah, but that wasn't a conference championship.
It wasn't, but just the fact that they played them three times
Yes.
and just going at it three times and the better half got it until the championship game. So we gonna talk about it. We here for it, man.
And what's crazy is that for the Seahawks, this is back-to-back weeks now where they playing a team for the third time in a row
Third
for the
time in
for
a
the, for the
row.
third
And
time in the
that's
season. So
yes.
I don't know if Ham did the research. I was going to do the research on it. Completely slipped my mind, but I am almost certain this is the first time it's happened. The only time I could think of, and I can't remember if it actually happened or not, was 2015, 2016 AFC North with the Steelers, Ravens, and
Steelers and
Bengals.
Ravens. Yes.
Yeah. But nonetheless, a lot of great games to get into, Trav. Or two great games to get into. A lot of stuff to get into. We can sort of slowly dive into it until Germ settles in. Um, but this is his conference championship, and we do have an hour to talk about two games, so we have enough time to sort of do some fun little things. So we're gonna start off with our favorite championship memories. And this we weren't prepared for this. I just sort of came up with this on the spot. And I will tell you that my favorite championship memory, I got a few of them, obviously, as my quarterback has played in enough of them. I think he's played almost a full season's worth, depending on what era of NFL you talking about. So I got three moments to throw at you, Trav, and you could pick one of those three, or you could pick your own. The first moment that sticks out the most to me, 12, 13 years ago, obviously, when you try me with a sorry receiver like Crabtree, that's the
Ah,
results you're gonna get. One of my favorite moments due to the play, what led to the play, division rivals, and Sherman making a great PBU on the ball. He sort of alley-ooped it to actually Malcolm Smith, who ended up being the Super Bowl MVP
mhm.
2 weeks later. So that was a great moment. Another second great moment for me was 45-7 versus the Colts, and people want to complain that the pressure of a football is the reason they lost by 38 points. That's one of my favorite things. And then third, and I know Trav, I know you're gonna know this one. End of the first half, go route, little Scotty Miller,
Yes.
2020,
Yes,
Packers
that was
Bucks.
one of my ones if you didn't mention. I mean, 8 seconds left. Oh man, like what's they saying? What were they saying that year? No risk it, no biscuit.
Yep.
That was they saying. No risk it, no biscuit. I mean, what could hurt? You get fourth down and 4th and 3. You right there at the 50-yard line. They play a little simple zone. Scotty get a step in front of. He put the ball right there on the money. 21,
Mm-hmm.
21-10. We needed that because that second half, they tried to storm back, but we got the stops they needed, and hey, on to the Super Bowl. But that is one. Um, I can take it back to some days that the Giants and 49ers
Yes.
when when Joe Montana got sacked and the ball just flew out of his hand, man. I'm talking about that was a big boy stop for them. That was in
Mm-hmm.
to go to the Super Bowl. That is one of those NFC matchups. Um, of course, you got of course it's many Ravens and Steelers.
Yes.
Oh
So
my God.
before you go into all of that, I want to bring up one that you will know about.
Yeah.
Okay. 2002, Eagles driving, down by 10, pick six, Mr. Rondé Barber, like 90 something
And
yards.
y'all shut Veteran Stadium down.
Yes, it did. And it was cold that night too,
Shut Veteran Stadium down, then came back that Thursday and beat them in they new build.
dog. And it
That
was cold that
Coliseum.
night.
Oh yeah, it was cold. We
It was
we
very cold that night.
Tampa stood no chance.
Yep.
Tampa stood no chance. But
Another moment for two things you mentioned. This 49ers Giants, the punt return fumble by the rookie. I believe it was a rookie, because which ended up sending the Giants to the Super Bowl to beat New England for the second time.
that putt return got him out. He had to leave San Francisco.
Pretty much.
He had to leave town. Check this out, Mo. Um, what's my that was Baltimore and Denver, right?
That
Uh
was divisional round.
Flacco.
Jacoby
That was
Jones.
yes, Jacoby. Rest in peace,
Yeah.
Jacoby,
Rest
man.
in peace, Jacoby
That was
Jones. That was
divisional.
divisional round. Yes,
I
sir.
thought that was a
No, that was divisional because the next week they went to New England and
they
kicked
went to
New
New
England's
England. That's
ass.
and
Yup.
oh that run. first,
Yeah. Yeah.
first,
But I
first
see that run was wild card as well. I remember we talking about, but my favorite one of my favorite Ravens Steelers conference championship moments. Actually, one of my favorite moments of football, period, was the 2008 AFC championship. Troy Polamalu's pick six when he it was a great interception across, like, I mean, it just unbelievable the way he intercepted it. He got up, cut, and then cut all the way back. And I remember the whole stadium, the whole downtown Pittsburgh was an earthquake came through um when that happened. So
I do have a
uh
question
hit me.
about those two different teams. When there's so much money on the line with them, why is it such a pins and needle game with them?
So I was actually, which actually gets us to our first segment real quick. Until Jerm jumps back in here. I was actually, I can't remember what it is now because I wasn't, we're not talking about this too much right now, but in the 40 something games that Harbaugh and Tomlin went against each other, like 30 of them were one possession games, which is just a stupid stat. Like that's like stats that you see when you and your brother playing pickup basketball one on one
Oh
in
yeah.
the backyard. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like that's not something that happens in professional sports. So, which leads me to my next point, and let's talk about this real quick.
Yep.
All the coaching stuff around the league. The Titans, they hired Robert Salah. I think that's a great hire for them and a potentially good spot for Robert Salah. So
Mhm.
good for him on that one. The Jeff Halfley to the Dolphins, I actually hate it, believe it or not, for several reasons. But they have a lot going on there. So they have a terrible cap situation, they have an old roster, and they have a horrible quarterback situation.
Mm,
So we'll see what happens with that one. Cardinals and Raiders. No, Cardinals. I'm hearing almost nothing about it.
I ain't heard nothing.
Raiders, more than likely, they're waiting for Clint Kubiak, who's the offensive coordinator for Seattle. More than likely, that's who they're waiting on. Another option they're possibly waiting on is Chris Shula, who's the defensive coordinator for the Rams.
Okay.
And if you yes, the name Shula, yes, that Shula. He is the grandson of the great Don Shula.
And
And
Kubiak is a part of that tree also, as far as the
yep,
Kubiaks stuff.
the Kubiaks and the Shanahans and all that. Absolutely. Um, yeah, McVeigh's, all that. That whole tree, he part of it. That's a big ass tree.
I bet it is.
Um, but Shula is the grandson of Don Shula. And if you remember, Don Shula coached a quarterback by the name of Dan Marino, and Dan Marino is from the city of Pittsburgh. The
Mm-hmm.
city of Pittsburgh also needed a new head coach. And to me, when it happened, when Mike Tomlin resigned, one of my best friends who was texting about it, I gave him two names. I said, I think they look at Mike McCarthy, but I think the slam dunk hire, should be Chris Shula. It's a legacy hire. You got the Dan Marino Pittsburgh connection. He's young enough, coveted enough. This is a slam dunk home run hire. Then I got a text from a friend of mine
Mm-hmm.
who's got a friend and said, listen, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but we're hearing Mike McCarthy's going to get the job. And this was about, I think, Wednesday, maybe Wednesday or Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And then Saturday, so said, so done. Mike McCarthy gets the job in Pittsburgh. And I'm going to say this. I said it in the group, Trav. This isn't even a lateral move. This is a backwards ass pass for the Pittsburgh Steelers. What a shame. And it got me thinking about a few things. Are the Pittsburgh Steelers heading to their demise? Because I had optimism when the idea of Chris Shula coming in. But now you bring in Mike McCarthy, who's not known for his roster creativity. He's also not known for his scheme creativity. He is who he is. And there's nothing wrong with his scheme 10 years ago. I am afraid the game has passed him by. That's number one. Or number two, I've lost track of how many things are wrong with this hire. But then I got to thinking about Omar Khan, Trav,
Okay.
and I started thinking, okay, wait a minute. They traded away George Pickens for DK Metcalf. That was a failure. They got rid of Minka for Jalen and Jonnu Smith. That was a failure. Oh, by the way, 26-year-old Jahan Dotson has turned into arguably the best guard in the league. If maybe that's a stretch, but he is
He's one of the
arguably
top. He's one of the
yeah,
top. He's one of the top.
a
Yeah.
26-year-old offensive lineman that was just let go by Omar Khan. He didn't trade him. He just let him go.
Let him go.
Gave him his walking papers. You think they could have used Jahan Dotson this year? Pittsburgh, 100,000%.
Sure could have the way that 40, 41, 42-year-old running for his life back there.
Thank you. So I'm starting to think Omar Khan might not be the guy here. Like, he's made a lot of very questionable decisions. You look at the player development and the player talent pool in Pittsburgh, and typically they just keep, they usually, they are good at homegrown talent.
Mm-hmm.
They have been good at homegrown talent for 50 years. All
We
of a
don't
sudden
know.
now, you look back at the last 5, 6 years,
Mhm.
and you're like, wait a minute, who have we drafted and developed? Let's Minka. No, Minka. We traded for Minka. Not him. TJ Watt. Oh, congratulations. That was almost 10 years ago now.
Right.
So who has Pittsburgh drafted and developed in the last 5 years? I would love for somebody, anybody listening who's willing to come on here and defend Omar Khan. I am ready. I want somebody to name me one player who they have drafted and developed and played a significant role to the Pittsburgh Steelers' success. I challenge anybody to name me that player. I promise you, you can't. I promise you, you can't.
Man, they ain't. I don't
Other
know,
other
but
than Jalen Warren and Pat Fryermuth, where we at? Where we at? So gone are the days where you bring in a Jarvis Jones and you give him weight and you develop him. Gone are the days you bring in a raw Lawrence Timmons and turn him into one of the best middle linebackers in the game.
mm,
Gone are the days where you develop guys like Ike Taylor, Deshaun Townsend. What happened? What happened? What happened? I'm gonna tell you what happened. Two things happened. The production of iron has gone down in this city, and the production of ketchup has moved to Ohio. And ever since then, it's been the demise of Pittsburgh.
Them folks
Oh
ain't
my
still
God.
said it like they used to be, man.
Yeah.
Oh man. But you bring up some great points, man. I mean, what it's looking like the way he's peeling off this team is like he on. If you ain't caught on to it, it's he's on to something to like. You're trying to. There ain't too many times that a Pittsburgh team has been like a purgatory type of team.
Right.
And the way he's peeling this onion that you call the Pittsburgh Steelers, it's like he's letting go to try to sneak do this.
Mm-hmm.
But they've been saved. They've been saved by Tomlin for so long. Because he's been like, well, just give me whatever, and I'm gonna make it do what it do.
Mm-hmm.
That's been Tomlin the whole time. He ain't never had a under 500 season since he been there. And you done gave him a bunch of everything. He
Facts.
he didn't went through the roles of Le'Veon Bell. He went through the roles of Antonio Brown. He didn't went through it all.
Yeah.
Now you got Mike McCarthy, who, oh Lord,
Eh,
it ain't. I don't. I think it's the way you're saying it. His plan is going to work, and at this point, usually you don't see Pittsburgh at no top 10 pick. You don't see Pittsburgh at no top 5, top 10 pick. You always see Pittsburgh like at a 16 or 17 or late or mid 20s in second rounds and stuff like that. Next year, don't be surprised.
mm-hmm.
Do not be surprised because
Mm-hmm.
McCarthy McCarthy is a different type of guy now. He's a different type of guy. You seen what
Facts.
happened? You seen what happened? What he did? I ain't gonna even say Green Bay. Green Bay actually had talent when he was there. But you seen what happened when he was
Dallas.
at Dallas.
Yeah. Crippled that offense. Crippled it.
You
Crippled it.
seen it. You seen it. You seen it. And you want this at Pittsburgh? Hey, all right, man.
I know. Now, the one thing I will say that is a positive is I still think he can develop quarterbacks. I think he is good at developing quarterbacks. Cool, no problem. But hey man, we will see.
Develop what? This year,
Well,
next year, develop what?
exactly my point. Exactly. What's he going to develop, or is he just? Are we doing an Aaron Rodgers, Mike McCarthy
He
reunion?
just filling in right now.
Hey, but that's
He's
the point, Trav. Pittsburgh has never been a bridge stop or whatever. That's number one. Number two, they had great candidates that they could have hired. Great. Okay. People will say, "Oh, there's no Ben Johnson this year." Who cares? Who cares? You had Chris Shula and Jesse Minter. Jesse Minter, where's Jesse Minter now? Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Baltimore. Which the owner's a little wacky. Great hire, Baltimore. Last thing I'll say on Mike Tomlin, then we'll move on because it's important. It's important that this is mentioned. I mentioned it last week. I'm mentioning it again. I mentioned it on the radio with Johnny Radio, Happy Hour, Sports 56.5, 98.5 FM, or sorry, Sports 56, 98.5 FM. I mentioned it to my boy JP, Jordan Poor. Shout out to Jordan Poor. We talk a lot of good football, Patriots fan, actual real Patriots fan, unlike myself. Um, what Tomlin meant for the organization, top to bottom, from the president, from the Rooney family, down to the maintenance guys, down to the parking lot attendants, down to the last man on the practice squad, can never be quantified. What he has meant to the game of football, to the National Football League, can never be quantified. What he has meant to every single black head coach that has been a head coach over the last 19 years can never be quantified. So if you don't get your proper dues, Coach Tomlin, we
We
give
give
it
it
to
to
you
you.
here. Absolutely. All right, let's roll. So, two great games on the menu, Trav, and I hope my brother Germ So True is here because we got a lot to break down. And when the Broncos are obviously, let's start with the Broncos and the Patriots.
Yeah.
The Broncos are in a very unfortunate situation here.
Mm.
They've lost their quarterback in a very freakish way. They've had a great season. Sean Payton has come in, and in 2 years, 3 years, despite the cap hell that they were in by Russell Wilson, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, he has constructed a foundation. He has constructed a roster that not only is championship worthy for this year, for years to come. On the flip side, their opponent, Mike Vrabel, almost like they mirrored each other. Now Vrabel didn't have the success Sean Payton had in New Orleans, but nonetheless, Mike Vrabel gave the Titans the most success they've seen since rest in peace, Steve McNair. So now he comes to New England after the whole Gerard Mayo debacle, 1 year removed from the mutual pardon of ways with Coach Belichick,
Mm-hmm.
takes over a young roster. But the problem with the roster he took over, there was no talent. So what did he do? They had the most cap space available of any NFL team, and they spent that money. He said, Kraft, just give me the checkbook. Just give me the checkbook with your signatures on a couple of checks, and I'll take care of the rest. And he brought in guys. He brought in in fluctuation. He brought in talent. He brought in talent from Milton Williams to Harold Landry to Carlton Davis, who I know the three of us here all have our frustrations with him. But
That
nonetheless,
man
he is a
played some ball
capable
last week, boy. I tell you.
starting cornerback. And when he's ready, he represents the number 24 very well, even though he ain't wearing 24 no more. They brought in guys like Stephon Diggs, like Mac Hollins. They went and drafted Will Campbell. They drafted oh my God, name's missing me right now. The other guard next to him, Jared Wilson. So they went in and brought in talent. And he
Mhm.
also said, well, there was three constants. Three. There was only three constants in all six Patriots Super Bowls. Only three. Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, and Josh McDaniels.
McDaniels.
And people don't know that. Patricia don't have six rings. Bill O'Brien don't have six rings. Brian Flores don't have six rings. Belichick and McDaniels, the only two from that coaching staff that were there for all six Super Bowls. So he said, hey, come back here. And then what did he do with Drake May? He said, we're going to watch Tom Brady film. 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 And it showed. It's reflected. So now here we are. Drake May, Patriots, Vrabel versus Broncos, Sean Payton, and not Bo Nix, Jarrett Stidham.
Yeah.
And as if we needed any more full circle synchronizing frequency moments in this matchup. The last time they played each other in a conference championship was 10 years ago. Bill Belichick was the head coach. Do you know who drafted the starting quarterback for the Denver Broncos today?
Sounds like to me that was a New England draft.
That was Mr. Bill Belichick. So, I don't know where my brother Germ is at, but Trav, you you know a lot about tier 2 quarterbacks and backup quarterbacks. You have had some quarterback purgatory in your days as a Buccaneers fan. This is one game though, and this is a championship game, and we know the talent. So, what do you think they would have to do? And you can keep it as short as you want, because I believe me, I got this. What do you think they would have to do for Jarrett Stidham to help the Broncos stay ahead of the script, stay ahead of the chains?
First of all, they can't shoot themselves in the foot with self-inflicting penalties like
Yes.
offsides, false starts, and stuff like that. That's gonna be one thing for offense. Two, I think Sean Payton does a good job in getting quarterbacks to play good intermediate football. If you look at Bo Nix don't throw the ball deep like that.
No.
It's either 5, 10, or 15. And the wide receivers of Yak. So if you look at it, keep it safe. Because and here's another thing about Sean Payton. I don't know how he does it. He can trust his defense. He can trust his defense now. He can trust his defense. One thing about Sean Payton, he has defense. He will trust his defense. He's going to take the points, and he's going to trust in his defense. And he has the defensive core, especially in the secondary, to hold up against the New England Patriots.
Yes.
That's the thing about New England. See, here's the thing about New England that they got to do. Drake May better start putting two hands on that ball, too.
He needs to.
It's too many fumbles. It's too many. What is it, 14, 15 this season?
Too many.
He done coughed that ball up 15 times as a quarterback. That's a major issue. You can't do that.
Hey,
especially with this defense.
If he was a running back, he'd be relegated to parking lot attendant.
He won't be on that team if Belichick.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying to you. That's what I'm saying to you.
I've seen Belichick put people under the ground, fumble the ball one time, and have little Daddy Woodhead carry the freaking load.
Crab. Jonas Gray ran for 200-something yards against the Colts. Next week, he fumbled. That Tuesday, they went and got LeGarrette Blount back, and we ain't heard from Jonas Gray ever again.
Gone.
Stephen Ridley, couple fumbles, gone.
He is
You name
not.
them. You
Hey
name them.
man,
And Brady actually talked about this week how he would, it wasn't just wet balls, it would be grease balls. And the quarterback would have to handle that. The center would have to snap it. Quarterback would have to handle that snap and handle the exchange with the running back. And the running back would have to tuck it and make sure that grease ball don't slip out. And that's
yeah.
what you got to do. You the protection of the football is the number one priority for every single football team in any game. I want to talk about a few things that you said with Sean Payton. 1000%, he trusts his defense. He trusts his defense so much that he's willing to take calculated risk. See the 2009 Super Bowl coming out of halftime.
Greg whammed them, man.
So let's talk about Jarrett Stidham now. We could talk all day long about things he does well, things he doesn't. We could talk all day long about how New England and Josh McDaniels is going to pull up the old scouting reports and this and that. That's not what matters here in this game, okay? Here's what matters. Number one, the Broncos focused on the line of scrimmage. That's what Sean Payton does. And again, Trav, you have all the familiarity with Sean Payton. The Saints have always had a good offensive line,
Offensive
and they've
line.
always had four guys who can control the line of scrimmage on the opposite side. With Sheldon Rankings and Cam Jordan, and you can name them left and right. And then the offensive line with Jari Evans and Armstead and Andreas Pete. And again, we go on and on.
He keep talent. He keeps some
He,
talent.
he keeps some talent. And now you got Bowles and Powers and all those guys right there. So the number one thing, doesn't matter if it's not working. It does not matter if it's not working. You keep running the ball. Now you're going up against a great run defense, but you got to keep running the football. No matter what, you do your best to constantly run the football. Number two, you got to get this defense going laterally. Not that saying that they can't do it, but it's just something that is something to help to get them to tire out. It's something to get them to tire out. And number three, and this is where it's going to get tough. And this is where the game could either be a shootout, it could be a back and forth thing, or it could be a super defensive struggle. This is not the game to dink and dunk and be timid. You got to attack. All four offenses today are going up against four good defenses. So you got to attack. There's no such thing as being timid against a great defense. Now, New England's defense is not great. They're very good, and I'll get to the great defenses that are on the field today. But with Cortland Sutton and Troy Franklin and Pat Bryant and Lil Jordan Humphrey, you got to find the matchups. Don't attack Christian Gonzalez all game long.
Hey, don't test it. Don't test it. Don't test it.
But you know what you could do, Trav? You could put somebody fast and find him in one-on-one situations against Carlton Davis.
Make him guard, make him play, but don't act like I ain't scared of him and I'm gonna go at him no matter what. Nah.
Yeah.
Be a fool, but don't be a damn fool with number 0.
Yes. You can't go after Marcus Jones either. So I guarantee you this. I guarantee you the Broncos have calls, audibles, whatever, hot routes. When they see the matchup they want in one-on-one coverage against Carlton Davis, they're going to say, just throw it. Because at the very least, even if you don't catch it, we're going to get one or two calls today. We're going to get one or two calls. So that's one part of the offensive passing attack. The other part of the passing and offensive attack, Evan Ingram. There's a reason Sean Payton brought in Evan Ingram. He's a chess piece. He's a chess piece. And a lot of these defenses that are really good have a common vulnerability, and that is covering the tight end. So I think, again, for the Broncos, run the ball no matter what. Like Trav said, limit your penalties on offense. Attack Carlton Davis deep when you can, and utilize Evan Ingram. You make sure that they are aware that your plan is for Evan Ingram to be the center of attention for our passing attack. And that way, you might be able to open up some things outside that shell. So that is the first part of this matchup, is to keep Jarrett Stidham ahead of the script. Jump in there, Derm.
So sorry, y'all. Duty calls. We got weather, bad things happening. So stores are closed and stuff like that.
I already know.
I know I'm El Capitan. I gotta make sure that. But anyway, but the point is, with everything being said, well, let's just highlight this. The first things first, and the most important thing, as much as we want to keep Stidham on
Idiot.
schedule, we'll say, as much as we would like to do that, the thing I think that is the most important part for the Broncos is what push, like you guys said, they get in the running game. I know we already talked about how
No, go
important the
ahead.
running game is,
No, keep
but
going.
if that running game is not moving, if I mean we're it's not. We don't run the ball just for results. We run the ball just to hit you. We run the ball just to show you that we will run the ball and to make you respect the threat of the run. That is going to be the key in this matchup because I think both defenses are stout enough to make this a really much a 3 yards in a cloud of dust type of a
There it
game.
is.
If we are going to do that, we take the 3 yards and let's try to get 3 more yards. 3rd and 4 is better than 3rd and 7.
Yes, sir.
That's what needs to be the key part here. Because 3rd and 4 leaves what? A whole playbook of plays that we can still run.
Mm-hmm.
In this scenario, when you play with backup quarterbacks, you want to put them in positions where they're always available, they have more things available to them than they may sometimes need, meaning more plays, more opportunities, things of that nature. So you need the defense to play well, but most importantly, you need your running game to at least supplement 3rd and 4s, 3rd and 5s, so that you can still have the threat of the run, of the draw, of the screens, things of that nature that make it a lot more of a balanced offense. But most importantly, it makes you a well-rounded offense. That's the key today. Who is more well-rounded on offense? Yes, we know Drake May's the better quarterback today, but which offense is more well-rounded? Which one runs the ball enough just to set up the pass enough? And there you go.
Which, see, this is why this is the best 1-2 combo, because you just set it up for the next segment so beautifully. Let's talk about Drake May and Germ. Outside of Tom Brady and Josh McDaniels, and maybe Charlie Weiss, and maybe Earnhardt and Perkins themselves, ain't nobody could tell you about this system better than you and me. Do you agree? I mean, y'all don't understand the hours we put in studying this offense. So you have this amazing pass rush. You have this really good secondary. You have these linebackers. And everybody's thinking to themselves, oh, what are they going to do? How can they attack? Well, settle in. Let's start. Jerm, you want to go first as to how McDaniels and Brady can attack this defense, or you want me to set up something real quick?
I'll give you something, and you still set up. The beautiful part about this system is it's all number predicated. So
Mm,
let's start there. The number predication about this is was so beautiful because they can hold up 2 fingers, and that's the personnel grouping that comes in. And they
yes.
can run that personnel grouping for a whole series. They don't have to change. And that means also in that personnel groupings with the whatever finger combination they put up, and yes, I said finger combination, pause. It comes down to a situation where you are going to be stuck in a base defense or
Mm,
with certain personnel on a field for 10 to 15 plays. And
yep.
you will not be and tempo is another part of this offense with the personnel groupings that makes this lethal. Go ahead.
I love that you mentioned that part about how they can literally stay in one personnel, and
21.
they're chameleons. They're chameleons. They can do whatever they want out of that personnel. You want to go power? We can go power. You want to go empty? We can go empty. So that's the first part of this. The second part of this, and I'm I gotta give credit where credit is due. The first person that pointed out to me was yourself, Germ, about hey, this Broncos defense is good. They're great, but they're not on the same level as the other great defenses that we have seen, including this year's Seahawks and this year's Texans. And I said, okay, I'm gonna go watch what he's talking about. And this is the beautiful thing of certain things, this is why teamwork makes the dream work, because all he had to do was point out one minor flaw and it opened up the rest of it for me. And what it opened up for me is one thing that stood out glaringly. They have a hard time with motion. That's it. It's as simple as that. Because they play so much man, they simply have a hard time picking up all these different motions and reverses, etc., and misdirections, etc., etc., etc. And you noticed it was glaring last week against Buffalo. It was glaring in the week that Jacksonville went into Denver and whooped their ass. Motions, play actions, run game. And it just opens up everything else. There are holes, and we could pull it up. There are holes in this run game, in this run defense, that are huge, that are so wide, you could take two PennDOT trucks and run through that, you know what, okay? Or O-Dot trucks, or M-Dot trucks, or F-Dot truck, whatever DOT is in your state. I-Dots, okay? And I'm going to tell you this, Drake May, he's going to be like, I-Dot, because he's going to have a lot of opportunities to attack this secondary, mainly the linebackers. They are going to exploit the coverage ability of these linebackers, in my humble opinion, for 60 minutes. And that's the first part of this. Go ahead, Jerm.
So watch this. Why is it that I said what I said about that Broncos defense? And why are we seeing this? The motion part is just one part.
This was like
it's
week
just one
6. Go
part
ahead.
of it. It's just one part of it, right? Because motion is about what? Communication.
Yes.
100%. That's why I'm so big on that 2013 Seattle Seahawks defense. If I can speak it and tell you what's going on or tell you where to go, that's the same thing of Trav in basketball. Hey, pick and roll. No, he's going to come and set that pick because I want that switch. If I know what's coming at me, then I'm behind you like, hey, he come and let. All that communication that we talking about right there is what makes great defenses greater. The Broncos don't have that. And as good as Troy Polamalu's little cousin is, he's not on the same tier as Troy was as being disruptive. And that's the problem here. Being disruptive is more what his role is in this defense, and he's not as disruptive as the Tasmanian Devil, the original one.
Yes.
So we're in
his
a
last
situation.
name for me one time. Different. What's his last name? How you say it?
Hufunga.
Hey, Trav, man. Trav is the worst, dog.
Now, what I will say also,
He good though, man. He good.
he's a good player.
That's a bad boy,
But
man.
but this is the problem though.
Oh,
Angles. Why am I talking about angles? Because he doesn't always take the best angles to the ball, which is also why we can see a lot of runs that can come out the back end of that defense if you get the right play call.
Mm-hmm.
His angles are detrimental sometimes to their run defense. So you have his angles, you have the linebackers being a little bit smaller because again, we still have to be able to cover. And there's not many Fred Warner, Bobby Wagners in the league. And then you have to remember the fact their defensive line doesn't have those studs. that you see in those 34 defenses. They
Mhm.
don't have those guys that you're like, oh man, their guys are the edge guys. Their signature pieces are the two edge guys, Hufanga and Surtain. That's the staples of that defense. That's not saying Zach Allen isn't a good player. That's not saying those guys. Like I'm naming the players, y'all. So I'm
Yeah,
not
Nick
telling y'all
Bonito.
that they're not good.
Right.
I'm saying that they're not at the same cap. If they had a Jeffrey Simmons on this defense, somebody who commanded a consistent double team, it would free up a linebacker and it would make the run defense better. But they don't have that guy. They have a lot of B talent
I was
mixed
just
with a
about to
couple
say
A
that
plus
they
players.
have a good they have a decent front three, front four to where everything can be a base block with their five against their three or their five against their four because their main talent is Ufunga and
P2.
Junior and Junior.
And
Yeah.
So
and that's even with the
with their
emergence of both
front four got to
Bonito. Excuse me.
cause havoc. If they can cause havoc, that's it. That can be a problem. But they just don't cause the havoc unless they're sending a blitz.
So, okay, I don't necessarily disagree with anything that was just said. However, I we do have to, because this is using from the 22. We are objective. We do have to give certain credit to this defense, and as Germ said, he's not taking anything away. He's just highlighting to you who the anchors are.
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing to me that I actually really like about this defense is they
Mhm.
are one of the very few defenses, and I think Seattle is one of them, but there's very few defenses that have three starting off-ball linebackers in Dre Greenlaw, Alex Singleton, and Jonathan Cooper. Now, those three guys were not on the field a lot together, injuries, suspensions, et cetera, et cetera. But they're all playing today. And that could be advantageous to them, and that could also be disastrous to them. So, my question to you, Jeremy, before we keep diving into this matchup, because this
Mhm.
is the matchup Patriots offense, Broncos defense, just like
Mhm.
10 years ago. Do the Broncos need to have more or less linebackers on the field against this Patriots offense?
I think more.
Okay,
I do
okay.
think more. I think a nickel defense is probably where they should probably be in the base. Um, I say that because I think all four linebackers give them a good chance to be able to maybe, maybe do some different things with some stunts, some twists, get the defensive linemen to kind of try to knock some of the offensive linemen and into some suck them in, try to come around the edge, contain the edges. It's gonna be better, especially with Drake May being a pretty good athlete.
He is.
I do think like that's the more athletic version of what Brady was as at this stage in his career. So that's the most interesting part about this. Like if the game becomes a game about just running the football, Drake May can do what Josh Allen just did to y'all last week too.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Because if
So
Josh
that
Allen
kind
didn't
of makes
fumble
it
three
different.
times, yeah,
And that's the other thing too. I don't think Drake May wants to run the ball like that. But as you've seen in the game last week, he will gas you in an extreme situation.
hmm,
So I'm gonna say
yeah, I
four
like it. I like
linebackers.
it because with Cooper, now obviously he's a weak side linebacker in a 34 defense, so that means he's going to rush the passer. But he's capable. He's capable. If they're going to rush only four and have him sort of guard the curl flat areas, he's capable. And so that's very interesting to me to see how exactly it's going to unfold. What I'm looking for from the New England offensive side of it, and I agree with Big Shot wholeheartedly, both of these football teams need to stay out of third and long today. I agree with that wholeheartedly. But what I'm looking for is, and I go back, and again, I know it's just different because there's so much of this offense that's literally engraved in my head. But I will actually go back to 2014, week 5, in the On to Cincinnati game. The opening drive that the Patriots had against the Bengals was a lot of Gronk and a lot of Tim Dwight. And Bears fans will remember Tim. Is it Tim Dwight? Yeah, the tight end. Yeah. Um, and that I think is going to be the foundation. That I think is going to be how they start off this game. Where look, we're going to show you that we're not afraid to run the ball, but we also know we can attack Singleton through the seams. We also know we can attack PJ Locke. We also know we can attack Palomalu Cousin in certain spots of the field. I ain't gonna say his name and have Trav jumping all over me. So I think what we're gonna see early is gun ace twins right, single back ace, single back twins, which means 2 tight ends. All it means is 2 tight ends. And I think you're going to attack that and get and put in Vance Joseph's head, oh, okay, they plan on power and play action so that it can open it up because that's what this offense is built on. It's built on being chameleons. And so now all of a sudden, and this is why I asked this question, Jerm, because there is no right or wrong answer. I was just curious what your perspective was. Now, when they say, okay, let's throw an extra linebacker on the field other than our starting guys, like Stunad or Reed or Jordan Turner, whoever. Now, when we throw those extra linebackers on there, like you said earlier, all Drake May's got to do is be like, hey, all he's got to do is do this. Or, hey, Linda, hey, alert, alert. Rita, alert, alert. Boom, boom. And all of a sudden now, they've transformed. And all of a sudden now, they have an advantage with personnel, with speed, with athleticism. And what does that do? Opens up spacing, gives more lanes in man coverage situations. So I think, again, this is a very game plan specific game for the New England Patriots. It is for the Broncos for 2 totally different reasons on offense because their starting quarterback is not there. But for the New England's offense, this is a game plan specific matchup. So to sum up, come out, heavy tight ends, heavy run action, attack the seams, attack the free safety, attack the linebackers, expanded from there. If you're the Broncos, run the ball no matter what. Run the ball no matter what. And my last point on the New England offensive side, to bring it back to that side, I understand the optimism that we have for Will Campbell and the belief that we have in Will Campbell. And Will Campbell is going to be an all-pro player in this league. But he is still a rookie. So please, pretty please, with sugar on top, give that man a little bit of help against the Orange Rush. Jerm, your closing thoughts on this game, and Trav, if you want to jump in there before we make the predictions.
I just want to see. I want to see Ramondre Stevens, and I really want to see Travion Henderson. Is he active? Is he playing?
Mm-hmm. They both in.
I need to see that combination touch the ball about 40 times today.
I can't tell the difference. I can't tell the difference between both of them, but they both.
No, but I can. I can.
It is.
I'm gonna tell you how you can tell.
It is. I'm talking about like if you put them side by side. They ain't talking about like they running style, but they got the hair. They be covering up their name. They both got that sun in their name. I'll be like, man, which one is which? But then I see it, I'll be like, oh, okay, I know which one now. But yeah.
You know, Travion Henderson is one of the most explosive young backs we have in our league. If he can get some space, he gonna throw some twos. He gonna have some finger signals that he gonna be throwing up.
He can
So
take it
I just
down.
want people to make sure that they understand this Patriots running game, if it gets going, it's not the running game that you like, yeah, I want to see this running game get going for anything other than the fact that it's 8 yards a clip.
Mm-hmm.
It's 8 yards a clip. And it's gonna be 4 or 5 runs by this one, mixed with 3, 4 runs by this one. And then here come the other one again. And then here come the other one again. And they will do that the entire drive. This Josh McDaniels, unlike a lot of people, just like Sean Payton, they have no problem with turning around, reverse pivot handoff, handing the ball off. Stretch left, stretch right, hand the ball off.
Mm-hmm.
Whichever team runs the ball today, may God have mercy on the other team's soul because it's gonna get emotional. I'm just saying that I got a feeling we're gonna have a 150-yard rusher in this game.
Mm. Okay. Um, I have to go get my charger real quick. I did not realize my charger's not down there. That's what happens when you travel.
No,
Um, I'm gonna give my prediction first, Germ. Did you give a score? No, you
I
didn't give
didn't
it.
give us. I didn't give
Okay.
any prediction.
because
Trav, do you want to go first or do you want me to just go?
I give mine, but before I go, I know y'all two guys, man. Y'all,
Mo, go.
Yeah.
I know y'all two guys. Y'all always when y'all speak of the Patriots, it's again y'all like the run, y'all because you got to establish the run to make the pass more effective. That's just that's just 1 + 1 = 2.
Absolutely.
But since Grunk and my guy that throws the money up and turns the bank and spread the money, rest his soul there, Aaron Hernandez. Since they didn't had those two, I think I think y'all like out of all the Patriots' success, that's the best group of guys of the Patriots that y'all really liked it. With that type of personnel and the
Mm-hmm.
way they could run the ball and pass it all at the same time, they didn't win it. But y'all would love to see the Patriots win it that way. I think,
Absolutely.
and that's the way that ever since views from the 22 been in existence,
Mm-hmm.
that's the way that y'all want it to be. And I think
Yes.
today my prediction will be the Patriots winning that way. And they'll get to the Super Bowl again, winning that way with the two tight ends, the running backs, run heavy, yet we getting the pass going when we need to. I think they're gonna win it. I ain't with the scores and stuff. I just think the Patriots gonna beat the Denver Broncos today.
Okay. Um, so check this right. I am a man who like I'm not the type of person that put it this way. If one of my female friends is wants to talk to a guy and says, "Oh, I can fix him," or if one of my male friends says, "Oh, I know she's had whatever, but I can settle her down." I am not an enabler. Okay, that's number one. Number two, I believe in tendencies and patterns, and the theme of the 2025 for me was breaking patterns, breaking cycles, right? Recognizing those cycles. I say all that soliloquy to say the Patriots don't play well in Denver. They simply just don't. They should have beat them in '05 with Jake Plummer. They didn't. They should have beat them in 2015, despite the greatest defense, in my opinion, ever. They didn't. And we're going into this game. Everybody's picking the Patriots because of Jared Stidham. And I have been back and forth on this all week long. And I'm still back and forth on this. And Germ's laughing because Germ knows me and Germ has seen this before. I am picking the Denver Broncos to win this game 19-17.
Hey man, what's that curse that lady you put on that basketball team? That the Joliet basketball, what the Chicago basketball
Um,
team in college basketball?
yeah.
Fam, what is that? What is that curse?
I'm trying to think of what you're talking about. You said
Uh,
Juliet.
Is
yeah,
it
that
is it is
lady.
it the lady? So the older lady or whatever the case is, what is the name of the curse that she put on the school?
You're talking about if you're not. She just. I think she just passed.
Oh,
If you're
Yeah,
talking about
yeah.
because she lived to like 102, 103 years old.
Something. Where
She
where's
did.
but
I
where's
she,
think
Big
she
Shot?
did it when it was Tennessee. Loyola.
was it her?
I think
Whatever it
that's
is,
not
Big Shot
because
used
that's
to
what
run around here
Tennessee.
too.
I think she didn't want Tennessee to win because she beat Candace Parker. She beat
Something
Candace
like that.
Parker. I know
Something
exactly
like
what you're
that.
talking.
Something
Okay,
like
now
that.
Sister
that's
Jean. Sister
yeah,
Jean.
yes. That's Mo. Anytime the Patriots play, bro, the Mo thing is he's gonna always go against the Patriots. That way, it looks like he was being objective, but it's really a curse. He just literally cursed the Denver Broncos, bro. This is crazy.
That's how Ham always do me. Shout out to
Hey,
him.
the funny
That's how
part
he
is
do
K
me with San Antonio when we always
dog.
Oh,
Memphis. He always
The
do me
funny
like
part is
and Kentucky.
KG,
He do me like that with Kentucky also. So
bro. The funny part is KG is in the comments saying the exact same
that same
thing.
thing.
Man, man, I need some new people around me. Y'all know all my
Oh,
plays by now. Y'all know all my
oh,
plays. Y'all know
hey,
all my
listen.
plays. Oh
Oh,
Lord.
hey, man. Hey, that's
KG.
great.
Hey, KG.
Oh,
KG my dog though, because me and KG, like you would think me and KG don't like each other. The amount of times our teams have played each other, but that's my dog. So shout out to my brother KG.
hey, man, that's funny, man. But KG, man, I think you're. First of all, you're ahead of schedule. So let me start by saying that both of these teams are ahead of schedule. So I don't want anybody to feel any type of way about whatever team wins or loses this game
Facts.
because both teams are in year two of a serious rebuild after some really, really dynamic situations, quarterbacks, whatever. So let's just say this and let's just be 100% honest. The team that should win today should be New England. If
Mm-hmm.
Denver is to upset New England today, it will be because that defense came out and was the best defense
I
on the
was
field.
just about to say that. I was just about to say that, Jared, because the fact that Drake May will give you that ball.
But he don't turn it over as much.
He
The
don't turn
thing
it
is,
over. Jern, he doesn't turn it over passing it. He turns it over when he's trying to do a little bit too much out of the pocket because his ball security skill sucks.
okay, well, listen, Trav got on his glasses, so I think he can see. I can see that he means what he's saying right now. So look,
Again, we were
most
just
of
talking about this earlier. The man has fumbled the ball 15 times.
Mm.
15, Jern.
I was going, hey,
I don't know. He got to talk to Lester Hayes in Oakland, but he better get some sticking because he has to protect that ball better. He has to.
oh,
He has to. When he protects the ball, New England's in safe hands. But
mm,
we seen that against Houston. Denver ain't got what Houston got, but Denver can somewhat get to him. And when they get to him, it's hey, that's it.
Yeah, absolutely. So we
I'm
gotta
gonna roll
go
with the
ahead, Jerm.
Patriots today. I'm gonna roll with the Patriots today because I just think that they are a little bit more ready this Sunday than the Broncos are, and that's just because obviously the starting quarterback thing. But the biggest thing is I just think that New England defense can match up against anybody. I think
All right.
that
Yeah.
I don't want to. I don't want to glaze. I don't want to glaze. My boy Vrabel too much. Um, but Mike Vrabel might be the coach of the year, dog. With what he put together, like you thought some of those players that he brought over were just regular players. Nah, they players that are contributing at a high level, and he might have the best. He might have the best and most underappreciated defense in all of the land.
Yeah. Listen. I'm not going to disagree, but um, Denver's defense. I mean, look, they led the league in yards per play, in touchdown percentage, in pass rush and sacks, as Big Shot just said. So all right. So with a few of those players came from the Titans. Yes, they did. KG. Let's wrap this up on the. So Germ went New England. Trav went New England. I went Denver. And let's talk about the next game. In the next game, you go on our TikTok, go on our Instagram pages, go on the group Mo Schefter on Facebook. Germ shared it. There's a lot of good visuals on the next game. And Trav is actually going to be the host of our next segment, Germ. We are going to go position group by position group and discuss who has
Oh,
the edge. Like we got this like happy hour. Johnny Radio did it with me on Friday. We're gonna do it now on Views and Views and try to get through it in about 15 minutes so we can get these people out of here. Go ahead, Trav. Wait, hold on
Man,
one sec. Okay, 1 second. 1 second. If we know what, let's do this, and then I'll shout out everybody in the comment section.
go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
So
Okay, wait. I'm sorry. Let me shout out everybody in the comment section because this is too much. I apologize.
go
All
oh
right.
ahead.
Shout
man.
out to KG. Shout out to Big Shot. Shout out to Jason Wolf, that's my brother-in-law, my sister, and my niece. They use that account. Shout out to y'all and down there in Florida. The brother J Ham. Shout out to the homie Randall Struble 9299 with the coined LFG. JP's in there. Big Shot's in there. MJ's in there. I know Storm's is somewhere in there. Jaquan and Tanya might be hiding from us today, understandably so. So shout out to everybody in the comment section. We appreciate the support. We love the support. Let's get to the next segment.
No huddle quick takes. We're gonna do that's what we calling this. No huddle quick takes, man.
Oh
Two
my
minute, two
goodness,
minute
bro.
offense, man. Let's get it going.
Oh,
Who
let's go.
has the edge? Who want to start this? Germ or Mo? Which one y'all
Come
want to
on, I'll
start?
start. Come on, I got
Okay,
it. Come on.
we got Germ started. First off, who got the edge? The quarterbacks. Rams or Seahawks?
Rams, Rams.
We're not even going to think about this. We're
No,
not. We're not even going to have a
no,
discussion.
no,
You know
no.
what? You know what? That's.
Oh,
You know what? That's yeah. Uncle Moody is a nickname off of how you say my name in Arabic. Big Shot. Um, Germ, Germ, Jeremy.
Oh boy.
We're not even gonna have a conversation.
No.
You know.
Mm-mm,
All
mm-mm,
right. I'm all right. I'm gonna bring this up to the therapist later this week that you're not even gonna
mm-mm.
let me talk about this. But go ahead. It's all right. Stafford it is. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Next one, Trav.
all right. Skill positions. Skill positions, Mo. Who got the edge on there? Who got
Rams. Rams, simply because their number one is still better than their number one, Rams Seahawks. And the Rams number two.
to be their number one?
So and then the Rams have three tight end ones on their roster and two arguably running back ones on their roster. So I'm going Rams on this one.
Hmm.
I agree.
You agree with that?
That's just
Yeah.
it's not nothing, and please don't take this as a negative thing for Jackson Smith and Jiggy.
Facts.
It's
Facts.
just Devontae is still one of the best to ever do it. And Puka is still like Akuna Matata. Such a wonderful phrase.
Yeah.
He
Again, like Devontae to me is what I love about him is sort of a throwback like Brandon Marshall and Terrell Owens, where he uses his hands as well as his feet to get open. So very rare player. And then Puka might be the smartest and strongest wide receiver I've ever seen. So Rams. Go ahead, Trav.
All right. Jern, we gonna go with the big nasties up front, man. Who got the best O line, man? Who got the best O line between these two?
This is the Rams. This is the
Yes.
Rams.
Yes.
The Seahawks have some developing beef,
Yes.
but I think the Rams have one of the most um, cohesive units.
Yes. What a word.
Cohesive
Yes.
units. That's the right word that we see in this
Yes.
game. It's not a lot of big names, just a lot of big work being done as a team. And that's the best part about that offensive line is
Yep.
they're cohesive and they work together.
Perfect.
You agree with that, Mo?
That's not even beyond agree with it. We cohesion right now. Good.
All right. Now, hopefully we may swing the pendulum
Mm.
on this one. So hopefully we can. So in this instance, front sevens. Who front seven is better, Mo? Who
Oh my
front
God.
seven is better?
Look.
Because I seen week 11
Mm-hmm.
and I seen the other one.
Look.
Some look very different in between those weeks, Mo.
This is tough because the front seven is somewhat even, right? But I think that I somewhat even. Like the linebackers, you could throw a wash between who's better, this and that. Ernest Jones, Landman, Spates, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. This is no offense to Kobe Turner or Jared Verse or Byron Young. The front four for Seattle is absolutely special. With DeMarcus Lawrence, Byron Murphy, Leonard Williams, Derek Hall. Like that front four is special. So because of the front four, I'm going to give the front seven edge, no bars intended, to the Seahawks. Jerm, I think me and Jerm might disagree here.
I'm trying to find a way to disagree.
I hear you because it's so close.
Because I think Jared Verse is the best overall player.
I agree.
But that doesn't make them the best overall unit.
Yes.
And how they complement each other.
Yes.
And that's the thing too. Like, I need y'all to understand just how good Leonard Williams is.
Is that 91? Is that number? Who is the 90? Is he the 91? Is he 91 or
what
90?
number is Leonard Williams on the Seahawks right now? Isn't he 90?
It's one of them that gets to the quarterback.
Wow, we figured that out.
He's 99.
Verse, yeah, 99. Verse puts a lot of pressure on their end because he for some reason he bull rushes and the left tackle ends up coming, or the right tackle, depending on where he's coming from. And it ends up coming towards the middle, and he gets to him. That guy gets to 99, gets to him. And I'm like,
that's Byron Murphy. You talking about the Seahawks?
No, I'm talking about the Rams.
That's Kobe Turner. On the flip side, go watch the video of Sean McVay and Les Snead when they were trying to draft Byron Murphy.
Okay.
And Mike McDonald and the Seahawks took him. Go watch that video. McVay got
send
depressed.
that clip when you get a chance. Just send it to me. I'm gonna watch it.
I will. Byron Murphy, and I'm gonna let Jerm get back to the Leonard Williams and all this. But he also, I don't think people understand how good he actually is. Go ahead, True.
But that's another one of those big gifted people. Byron Murphy also Texas Longhorn. We're talking about some quality beef there just in the middle, and not to mention, like I said, Leonard is a really, really good player. DeMarcus Lawrence has always been one of the best players at setting the edge and especially in run defense for a defensive end. So I mean, you do that and you put that, and Hall is a really, really good athlete. Like, and that's just like but you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of that defense with Red Bryant and early
Yeah.
Cam Chancellor
Yes.
and all
Yes.
of those different things. Seattle, if
Yes.
it's one thing that this team is going to do, they're going to have some good players on offense. But this looks just like kind of like what that defense looked like. The difference is instead of it being Cliff Averill as the guy who's the athlete, it's Derek Hall. And I just think Derek Hall has a much higher upside than what Cliff Averill is. Shout out to Cliff, but it's different, man. That front seven for that Seahawk defense
Mhm.
is good, but that front four can do. They leave a lot to be desired when you
Mm.
look at their front four compared to a lot of other ones.
Yeah.
So give me the Hawks on that one.
You
Oh.
said you said a name. He will be raising the flag of the 12 flag coming today. Cam Chancellor. When we're talking about that, who has the better secondary, John, between the Rams and the Seahawks?
It's no way around it. It's no way around it. A killer gonna be a killer. They'll be the plug. I'm just saying, man. It's no way around it. It's the Rams. It's the Seahawks. The Seahawks secondary is so versatile. They can match up and play man. They can play zone. Mo, what is my theory about teams that can play both man and zone? Those are the worst type of teams that you play on a
Yeah.
consistent basis because even in ideal situations, it's all going to look the same.
Yep.
It's all going to look the same. If I can play
Yep.
both, it's all going to look the same because it doesn't.
Hmm.
Because what pattern reading, it looks the same anyway. And then
Yeah,
not to
because
mention just
yes.
with pattern reading in itself, you talk about being able to just, it don't matter who lines up in front of this guy. I know I can run with him. I know he can run with him, or I know he can run with him. Hey, listen, that Rams offense and this Seattle defense, the fact that they're the mirror spitting images of each other, they challenge each other in the same sectors that they're both strong. This is just good. This is just good quality football. Ah, I can't wait.
What you got, Mo?
Oh,
What you got? What you
Hey
got?
man, listen. What Juice World say? I can still see the shadows in my room. I can still see your shadows in my room. That's what another one he has. I can't change you, but I can replace you. That's what Seattle did. They took that defense from the early 2010s and said, y'all can't play forever, but we can get guys that can play like you. And there's so many similarities. Okay, they don't have a Cam Chancellor. Who does? Okay, that's not a regular human being
He's
production.
not. He's not here.
But and I look again. We gotta be truthful here. I like Cam Curl. I like Kobe Durant. I like Darius Williams,
Yes.
Kitchens, Lake. I like all those guys. They are very good together as a unit. However, if the pass rush ain't doing its thing, they're a different unit.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the Seahawks secondary can pick up the pass rush. And that's why you saw them erase a 16-point lead. That's why you saw the Rams have more three and outs against this defense than any other team they played this year. So when we talk about Kobe Bryant, RIP, tomorrow's the anniversary of his death,
Yeah.
RIP. When we talk about Kobe Bryant and Devin Witherspoon and Josh Joby and Reek Woolen, who I understand isn't what you expected of him, but he's still quality depth. Those are guys that pick up a secondary. But there is one guy who we got to really shout out here, and that is Nicholas Worry. As in, hey, man, you got to worry about where he lines up. He can be a slot corner. He can be the other safety. He can be the other linebacker. That dude can do whatever you need him to do, depending on what the situation dictates. And that, to me, makes him the ultimate defensive chess piece, like a Minka Fitzpatrick, like a Charles Woodson. Yeah, that's who I'm mentioning him with. Like a prime Jalen Ramsey. Yeah, that's who I'm mentioning him with. I know he's a rookie. But check the tape on him. Just watch the tape on him. The dude is all over the field. And like Germ said, whether we in man or whether you in zone or whether we in zone, you can't tell until after the ball is snapped. The Rams do a great job of that as well. So do the Broncos. But the Seahawks are great at it. And communication. Very much like that defense. The 2013 Seattle Seahawks defense was the best communicating defense ever. Ever. We could talk about a bunch of things when it comes to great defenses. When it comes to communication, they had 5G 50,000 watt signal. Because if there's a motion, everybody knows what that means. If they change the personnel, everybody knows what that means. If a quarterback changes the blitz, changes the protection, all they got to do is one little signal. And then the best part about them is post-snap, they can read, react, and cohesively adjust, because that's the word of the day. The Seattle defense, we talked about them in August, that they're going to be the best defense in football. And they would have been if it wasn't for the Texans. This defense is nothing to play with. And like any great defenses, Stafford, they better attack them. The one thing I will say is for majority of the game, a couple things happened. One, the Rams offensive line was able to control the line of scrimmage very well. Two, they handled the pressures and the stunts very well until the game got late into the fourth quarter. And it all falls down.
All falls down.
Couldn't afford a car, so she named the daughter Alexis.
No.
I think the number one critical factor when it comes to the Rams offense versus the Seahawks defense, it's not Devontae Adams and Puka. It's not the three tight ends. It's how well can Kyron Williams and Blake Corum catch the ball. That's number one. Number two, how well can the offensive line control the hands of that front four, because they love to get their Dikembe Mutombo on.
They can block. They blocking balls everywhere. Surely.
And number three, and more importantly, can you give Stafford enough time for the route combinations of McVay that are genius to open up enough of a space? Because Stafford is the best current thrower of the football in the NFL. And all this stuff that we just talked about, fellas, for the last 20 minutes could come down to simply, we have the better quarterback in Matthew Stafford. We'll see how it plays out.
And that's the rip of the 2-minute offense. And just to put another little nugget in there, NFC wise, this is the number one rated offense versus the number one rated defense. So
yes, sir.
This is like iron sharpens iron at this point.
Yes, sir.
So we will see. We will see.
I just want to say one thing to you guys, and I need you to really think about this moving forward. Nick Amanwari from South Carolina.
Yep.
He was a top 20 player on my draft board.
Yes, he was.
And I said, if he goes to the right team, they can do a lot with him.
Mm-hmm.
He goes to the Seahawks.
No.
That is insane to me, because he can do everything that Cam was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And now you've put him in a defensive situation in a scheme where it highlights all of his great attributes. And then on top of all of that, he is an elite tackler.
Mm-hmm.
Man, listen. Telling y'all, man, that's a special kid, man. I just love when my draft board players come up,
Yeah,
man.
I agree. Yeah.
That is so dope because
Yes.
it just shows that you know that lab work that you put in, man. It shows that it's about something. And shout out to Greg Zabel, another
Oh
player
yeah.
in that top 50.
Road
Great.
grader.
I mean, come on, man. We got such great players from these draft boards are just sitting here looking at us every week, and y'all wouldn't even be paying attention, man. Y'all wouldn't even
Mhm.
be paying attention. You wouldn't be paying attention to the scout of your one of your favorite football teams coming soon. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be scouting them,
Soon
but
come. All right, prediction
I'm,
time.
There we go. Where we going, Mo?
Where
Where we going, John? Who do you have?
okay.
so I'm gonna go first.
Go ahead.
Um, I think that the Rams are arguably one of the most consistent teams in football. I think that Sam Darnold is a couple hits away from having a 3 interception game. This could be that 3 interception game. I don't believe in dude at all because I don't see a player that is going to be able to, for lack of better terms, protect the football. I don't see a guy who I trust as much with the football as I do the other guy. However, that defense, I want to see him again in the Super Bowl
Mm-hmm.
set.
Mm-hmm.
That defense,
Mm-hmm.
it's got a little bit of different hit at this time of year. That defense might mess around and they might
Ah,
do like the snow front and they might cover up the whole LA. They might cover up that whole LA offense. As in the Rams don't score more than 13 points type of score.
ooh. Ooh.
That's an entendre too. Bar
Mm.
heavy levels.
Yes. Yes.
Um, I'm going to roll today with the Seattle Seahawks. I think the Seahawks are, despite what I think about Sam Darnold, they are one of the 4 best teams in the NFL this season from a continuity standpoint, from a competitive standpoint, but most importantly, from the developmental standpoint. And development is so huge.
Mm. It is.
You know, I'm Mo. I'm not saying I'm not Team Sam Darnold, but I would not be mad at a Mo Schefter Sam Darnold praise day if he pulls this off and wins Super Bowl.
Oh man.
But I will tell you
He gonna act a fool.
110%,
He act a fool then.
this defense is one of the big reasons why this could happen. Give me Seattle. Bo, it's gonna sound crazy. Give me Seattle 30-13.
Wow.
I think that they get some turnovers, some short field. I think it's a competitive game, but I think some turnovers and some short fields turn this into a blowout late, kind of like what happened with the Texans and that Pittsburgh game. And I just think that we get 30-13.
Look. Huh? Oh, I gotta go shovel the driveway, y'all. I can't make a pick.
I
Man, get your
Mo, why you get that again?
No,
I
I'm just playing. Go
yeah.
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Check this out, man. Jern, it ain't been too many times McVay been in this type of game and he ain't came through.
This is true.
I understand.
No,
I
no.
love him.
I'm not even disagreeing with what you're saying.
I
I'm just
love
pointing that
McVay.
yes. When McVay gets here,
Yeah, I know. I know.
9 times out of 10, we can
He
kind of
pulled
buck.
through.
We can
Yeah.
buck.
Yeah.
I seen it happen to me a couple of years ago.
Yeah. It's also Todd Bowles' dumbass fault, but go ahead.
This week game. We ain't talking about that though. But again, like y'all, this defense, besides the Houston Texans, they're the best.
Mm-hmm.
They are the best from top to bottom. I'm gonna go with the Rams today.
Okay.
I'm not mad.
Because here's the thing. I think is Chardonnay playing today?
No.
No, he's out. Kenneth Walker is the full workhorse.
He's
They're
the
gonna
other
work
one.
in the two other. They're gonna work in the two
They
other running.
got they
I'm
they
glad you
probably
mentioned that
they probably
because
got
Kenneth
a
Walker is really good.
they got another dude that's built like Marshawn Lynch somewhere in they stable that they gonna throw out there and
Yeah, they
he'll
got two other
run.
running backs they can
Yeah,
throw in the
see,
rotation
we're not
today.
worried, but the thing is, Germ knows my saying. If you take care of your business on the
He
front
said,
end,
"You gotta worry about it
you
later."
ain't got to worry about the back end.
Mm-hmm.
Trav
Sean,
Mike.
Sean, Sean, Sean McVay cannot. This is the one thing he cannot do. Depend on winning the game on his defense.
Okay. I like that.
If he's gonna win this game got to be in Matthew Stafford's hands because guess who's the better quarterback of the two?
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
If I'm gonna go down, I'm gonna
I'm
go
going to with my
down
best
with
weapon.
my best.
Yep, I'm with you.
Going down with Matthew Stafford.
Listen, I'm ready for the game right now.
Facts.
I done seen him beat the Saints. You know what the Saints didn't do? They didn't take care of their business because if you had to took care of your business within the red zone, you wouldn't have to worry about a pass interference on this end. That's
Yep.
the same Sean McVay that beat a dumb defensive coordinator 2022.
Yep.
Sean McVay, again, when it's all said and done, put the game in your best player hands. You have the best players on your offensive end, not the defensive end. Do what you're supposed to do, Sean McVay, and you'll be in the Super Bowl.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by the toe. If you wanna let him go, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I am picking the Seattle Seahawks to win this game. Because I really can't pick for objective reasons and for emotional reasons. I picked the Rams from July. I picked Sam Darnold 7 years ago. So I really don't know who I want to win this game. Either way, I'm ready. I'm glad you brought up Charbonnet because Sam Darnold's performance today is going to be inspired by a little Marvin Gaye and Charbonnet, okay, or lack thereof. Because I think as much as they want to stick to their heavy run volume game plan, I think the best way to do it is to put it on Sam Darnold's shoulders and tell him, "Yo, go get this." With Shaheed and Cup and obviously JSN.
JSN.
You got both tight ends starting today, Arroyo and Barner. Um, this is going to be a tough game. This is going to be a very good game. On
Might be game of the
Friday,
year.
it might be the game of the year. On Friday, I picked the Rams 28-26. Today, I'm picking the Seahawks 28-26. I cannot wait for this game at 6:30 Eastern. No matter who wins, I will be a happy man. But it's all going to come down to execution. It's going to come down to red zone execution. It's going to come down to penalties. In both those games, when offenses got penalties, it killed drives. When defenses made mistakes and had drive extending penalties, it turned into points. So penalties, red zone execution, and the protection of the interior for the Seattle Seahawks are crucial. The biggest thing to me that could give Seattle the edge is special teams. The Rams have a problem on special teams. The Seahawks have a problem in a whole different way on special teams with Mr. Rashid Shaheed. And Shaheed, depending on how you say it, depending on which part of the Middle East you're in, could mean translates in, as witness. And we are going to witness something special, 6:30 Eastern, regardless of the winner. I cannot wait. Shout out to Germ. Shout out to Trav. Shout out to everybody in the comment section. And shout out to these four great teams for providing us with two great matchups that's going to decide one hell of a Super Bowl. Who are we, Churn? Take us home, baby.
22.